The Joe Rogan Experience.
I had to read the thing about The View because I just thought it was funny.
What's the
That's the
View?
only reason why I read that about me.
Dragon
View?
lover.
Joy Behar was trying to say that I believe in dragons.
Wait, what is this? I just
She
heard
said,
about
I
it.
checked it. I checked it. And the lady goes, did you double check this? She goes, I checked it. He believes in dragons.
Should be like
you think they lived
Sasquatch,
alongside
bitch.
of people. Like,
Wait,
it was from a wildlife biologist who came on my podcast. It was from Forrest Gallant. Gallant? How do I say his last name? Great guy. I love him.
Yeah.
He's awesome. But
Lock
he
in,
was
Jamie.
saying
Lock in.
there are
Yeah, right?
there are
Fucking off.
J-Mo, let's do it.
Sorry.
Jamie, you haven't
see
called
if you can
anything
find
up.
Forrest's clip where he's explaining dragons.
Now that Jamie looks
memes.
like a Mexican, he's
This
lazy.
is where it came from. And
hardworking.
the View decided from this and from me talking about it with Adrian Appalucci the other day, explaining
Appalucci,
what
Dark
Forrest
Queen.
says and saying that I don't think that there was pterodactyls living with people. I said it. No. She said maybe they did live with this. I'm like, no. I thought my position is it's probably crocodiles or some big Komodo dragon or some big lizard that did kill people.
Touched one.
And so people fought them with swords and shit, and they came back with a story, and then the artist drew it. And these
Yeah, if you
things.
saw one of those at night and you had a stick, yeah, it'd be like,
All
I fought
throughout-
a pterodactyl.
all
I
throughout
found a
these
picture
same
of Joe Rogan and a unicorn.
all throughout these same time periods, there's been giant lizards. All throughout these same time periods, there've been Komodo dragons. There've been crocodiles. Have been here for fucking 100 million years or whatever they've been for. Probably
money.
more. So the idea that people didn't encounter giant reptiles is stupid. And then there's the other thing is like people were really bad at describing things that they'd never seen before. So if you're
Yeah.
a European traveler and you go to the Nile River and you see a fucking crocodile,
See a
like, what
crocodile
is that?
Take a guy.
Yeah, what is
And you
that?
go, what the fuck?
Or
what
a
is
baby
that?
in
What is
Florida.
that? So let's.
Can hold any weight? Like
No,
there's
I-
actually dragons?
I mean, we know there were large flying lizards during the times of dinosaurs, right?
Right.
The only weight that it could possibly hold is that like a few of those somehow survived much later than we previously thought. But
Jesus.
do I think that there were dragons attacking human beings and civilizations? No, I don't. But
J.D.
it's still
Vance looks
interesting.
terrible.
It's so much cooler if there were.
Right.
And like, the fact that we know that pterodactyls did exist, that's cool.
Right.
It would be way cooler as if they existed with people.
Right, 2,000 years ago.
Why
Yeah.
is that? But why is that so much cooler to us?
I don't know.
It's like I mean, people would dedicate giant chunks of their life trying to find out if pterodactyls did coexist with human beings.
Oh, yeah.
No, I swear,
yeah.
I thought you had pterodactyls on your shirt there, and I was like, yeah, this is the most
Oh,
autistic
that'd be
thing I've
hilarious.
ever
That's
seen.
so- I think that's
It was
a
like,
rhino.
Why can't
That's a
pterodactyls be real?
Kafaru shirt.
The problem is you're taking Joey Behar, whatever her name is, as like a new news source.
Did you have a stroke?
No. This
I
is the
don't
most
know.
important
I watch
part.
The View.
Mitch
I don't know
McConnell
these
over
people.
here.
Hey, this is the most important part. This is right after she was saying, we are run by ABC News. You should trust us, not Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. So she
What?
by saying we should trust them because they're double checked by
Yeah.
ABC News, and then making the stupidest fucking statement. Like you didn't listen to what I said.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to what the wildlife biologist, and that's only a part of what he said.
I can't
the
believe
other
Joy
part of what he
Behar
said
didn't
was
weigh-
there was something before that where he was explaining encounters with giant reptiles. And then
don't
there's
know.
also, listen,
It doesn't make sense to me
There-
that a middle-aged woman could be dumb.
when
horse.
you're worried about losing your job and
Yeah.
you're worried about podcasts taking over and who's the source of news and we said Donald Trump is Hitler but half the country disagreed with us and he won and this is fucking great and Joe Rogan believes in dragons. It's just frantic. It's
Bro,
foolish.
if you believe that Donald Trump is Hitler and everyone who supports him is a massive racist, and if you are in any ethnic or gay, you need to get the fuck out of this country. Because if you believe all that, it's bad for you here.
But Sunny Hostin, she makes some good points.
Who's that?
She's the other one.
That's not going to clip well.
I'm just saying, like if they really
need to
believe
get
this,
the
what are you still
fuck out
doing
of
here?
this.
Jamie, there's a photo that I
It's
have
not
on my
gonna clip well.
Instagram.
You got to start
Go
drinking,
home.
Ari.
I'm drinking.
Jamie, there's a photo I have on my Instagram of a whale that's on a wall in an old Italian church.
Hand
It
me
was
that.
from like 2017 or 2018. I was in Ravello, and there's this church it's so old. The church is 1,000 years old, but it's built on top of another church, and they don't even know how old that church is.
Yeah.
There's like a glass floor, and you look down, you can see the old church. They have no idea how old it is. But they had a painting of like the whale from the Bible. Who was it? Job? Who was it?
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
David
Jonah,
Lucas.
Jonah.
Jonah, that's right,
Oh.
Jonah. So look at this photo. This is this ancient church, but there's a photo of a whale that's in. Is it in that?
Where's
It's
Ravello?
around the same time. I
Italy,
know I
maybe?
put the photo on Instagram.
Oh, Italy.
That's the church. But in that church, the whale doesn't look nothing like a whale. The
Yeah.
whale looks like a monster.
Joe Rogan
It looks
believes in
like
dragons.
So that's what
Here
it's
we
like.
go.
Here we
Their
go.
drawings was like they came back and described those fucking mercenaries couldn't draw.
They're
so
bad
the guys
artists.
who came back, the savages, the fucking animals that were
Saw a
hacking off
fucking
heads in
whale.
the Congo, they're not drawing.
I've been real
so they
busy
explain
pillaging.
it
I
to
can't
an
work on my
artist.
art.
And then
Yeah.
the artist draws it, and they could probably barely remember because it's probably so traumatic.
Yeah.
A
Drunk all the time.
16-foot crocodile comes launching out of the river and takes one of your boys and eats him in front of everybody. It's like, wah! That's it.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
pretty
what they
good.
thought a whale looked like.
A whale.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a crocodile.
That's a
So, but
trans
look
whale.
at it. That is the story from the
Dude, that's
Bible.
badass.
So they had never seen a whale before, so they drew this thing.
He's
I mean,
looking
look how
weed
bad they
smoke.
got the guy.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
right.
knew what guys looked like, and they were struggling.
Yeah, they weren't good
He
artists.
looks like an alien monkey.
They're doing it in tile, in
He's
all
eating
defense.
ass.
It's a very difficult medium to work with.
What's that higher prime rate thing?
What is this? Oh, no,
Look at that guy.
Isn't that wild, though? So
saying
that
peace.
is what...
Peace, I'm fucking out of here.
Been cool, bros.
So their version of things that we know what looked like, we're all fucked up already.
Yeah.
So that's probably what dragons are. What dragons are probably giant crocodiles.
There you go.
And there's some people that went to the Congo in the 1800s that said they saw crocodiles bigger than their boats, 40-foot boats, and crocodiles were bigger than their boats.
Yeah,
The
it's
thing
just
about
stupid.
crocodiles is they don't die.
Right.
They just stay alive until something kills them. So they keep growing. So if you got a crocodile, it could be 300, 400 years old, and that would be like a 60-foot crocodile. And
Really?
They might have seen those
They
back
get
then.
that old?
And that's
Oh,
when
yeah.
people had guns, right? So the people with the guns are probably killing all the ones that are really big.
You can see
So
them.
Yeah.
those ones that are really big, they've been eating other crocodiles. They've eaten everything. They cannibalize each other. They eat everything that moves. So to get to that point is so hard that when you whack those dudes, the ones that are left are like 30 years old, 50 years old. Like you'll probably have smaller crocodiles. It kind of makes sense. That's
Yeah.
probably what dragons were. Probably were a bunch of people that never experienced crocodiles before and just got fucked up by these 20-foot crocs. Ah!
Imagine seeing
Imagine-
that and not
Dude.
knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Dude.
What does Joey Behar say? Whatever.
Joey Behar.
When people tell like, hey, so that's not true.
I just want to say for the record, I have no hate for Joey Behar. If I saw her, I'd give her a hug. I don't care. I'd probably say the same thing about me if I was her. It's no big deal. I don't care. But it's a silly thing to say, and it undermines your own personal credibility.
Yeah.
If you say we're so good because we're supported by ABC News, and then you say Joe Rogan believes in dragons in the next sentence.
and no chance she comes back and goes, oh, guys, I was wrong.
No
Somebody told me the
chance.
wrong
If
shit.
it was a joke, that would be. I
That's
know
a
she
funny
wasn't
line.
joking, but it would be hilarious.
It would be
Joe Rogan,
hilarious.
the guy who fucking believes in dragons. Fuck
I
that
wonder
guy.
if there
be
were
hilarious.
some kind of flying lizards at one point in human history. You know, if,
Here
like,
we
if you
go.
go, well, this is what the Bigfoot myth is about.